Okay, Pink 2020 block 14 Moda stitch along, and there's Along Came Mary.
Okay, we're back today to do block 14 of Moda's Stitch Pink. I'm going to show you how they say to cut it, and then I'm going to show you how I did it and why. So first of all, you go ahead and cut out your fabrics. I got mine labeled here. It says for C and D to cut a 4 1/4 inch square, cut them diagonally twice. I'm going to show you why that's not a good idea. If you haven't cut your fabric yet, hold off a second. Because, well, first of all, these are fine. You're going to cut a square of each of these and cut it in diagonally twice.
So your A's and B's were good.
A's and B's are good. And then you're going to make a big hourglass in the center. So you sew these two together, and then you'll put them together and make an hourglass. You cut 4 triangles out of each square, but you're only using 2. So I can show you that this one's already finished.
Ta-da!
And then you're supposed to line your triangles up. Let's get this right. 3 crossed here, like this. And you're supposed to sew these together. You're supposed to have 3 more down here sew together. You're supposed to have pink and the lighter pink and white on these sides. However, if you sew them like this is what you get. And this needs to finish 2 inches. This needs to be 2 inches so that when you sew your seam allowances, it'll finish at 1.5 inches. Well, first of all, this doesn't finish at 2 inches. And if I cut them bigger, it wouldn't make any difference, because if I trim these down, I'm going to lose my points. So,
and you've got points on both sides, so it's not like you
points
can
on
trim
both
one
sides.
side.
Right. So Lisa and I both tried different ways. I called Moda and I said, I need help with block 14. And so the lady that made their quilt talked with me, and I said, you know, I can't get this to come out anyway. And she said, well, let me go get the quilt and look at it and see what I did. I said, I thought maybe I could use half square triangles or flying geese. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Let me see. She goes, nope, that's not what I did. Yeah, mine has issues. Go ahead and do it however you want.
She was really nice.
She was very nice. So I have permission to show you an alternate way to do it, if you should choose, or if you want to figure that out, go for it. But what I did was I made half square triangles. You can also make flying geese, because it ends up, I drew lines on here for half square triangles, but it would be 3 flying geese of the darker pink here and at the bottom, and 4 on each side. That would work. I have cutting directions for flying geese, or I have cutting directions for half square triangles. When I made my half square triangles, I cut them 3 inches, sewed them together, and then trimmed them down to 2 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and trim one down. To trim them down, you want a ruler with a diagonal line if you're doing it with them open. And they need to be trimmed down to 2 inches. I think I already said that, but just to make sure. Turn that the right way. Okay, so I wrote down on my pattern what you need to cut. I put 2 half square triangle units together to make flying geese also. So you could really do it either way. If you have,
and you can see if you're going to sew across here, you'll still have your point after you sew it in.
Yes,
to your block.
You've got your 1/4 inch right there, so that works out great. If you want to make the flying geese, I'll just tell you what I did for that. So if you want to make half square triangles, I like to make them a little bit bigger, trim them down to size so I know that they're more accurate. So if you're doing it like that, you need 28 3-inch squares of fabric color 101. That's the background color. You need 6 3-inch squares of fabric number 254. That's the darker pink. You need 8 3-inch squares of color number 325, which is the lighter pink. After you sew those, and what I did was I drew a diagonal line on the back of the white, and I sewed 1/4 inch from each side, so I got 2 half square triangle units out of each set of squares, and then I cut them in half after I sewed them on each side of the diagonal line, and then I trimmed them down to 2 inches. If you want to make flying geese, you need 28 2-inch squares of color number 101, which is the white background. You need 6 3.5 by 2-inch rectangles of the darker pink, color number 254. You need 8 3.5 by 2-inch rectangles of color number 325, which is the lighter pink. So after you make your half square triangles, you can go ahead and lay them out just like you would have had it been
Triangles.
triangles.
Yep. I think you're going to be much happier with this.
I think so too.
That's a weird one.
That is a weird one. That did not work. I'm just going to lay this one up here. So there are my 3 for that. These need to go this way. And what you'd want to do if you're doing it this way is to sew the ones together, the darker pink, into what looks like flying geese. Sew those together, sew these together, and then these should finish 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, so they'd be able to fit right across here. Then you would.
Okay, I'm seeing a problem.
What?
To me, it looks like this should be not have the white on it yet. Is that right? No? See here
Okay, look at this.
you've just gone ahead and done. Okay, got it.
So here's
All right.
what we're making.
I'm even still confused.
No, it's fine. Because it looks really big compared to the center right now.
Yes.
I'm going to come back with my little flying geese units sewn together and show you what that will look like.
Okay.
So we'll be right back after I sew those together.
All right. Go sew.
Okay, so I have my flying geese units, or my half square triangle units sewn together now. So you can see that this will fit right here, this will fit right here. When I sew these together, these will both fit right there. So much better than trying to get those other.
And your points are going to be there.
And my points will be there.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for block 14.
14. What was the name of this
Block,
one?
the name of this one is Along Comes Mary.
Along Comes Mary and Causes Us a Headache.